This is where I will begin, but it is not where I will stop. I will continue this fight until I see every child in school.
That is activist Malala Yousafzai becoming the youngest ever Nobel Peace Prize laureate for her commitment to girls' education. We all know this young woman. She was just 15 years old, a teenager in Pakistan, when a member of the Taliban shot her in the head for her activism. But Yousafzai said she is so much more than just that girl, and she's reintroducing herself in a new memoir. It's called, this is a perfect title for this book, In Finding My Way. She writes about falling in love, yay, nearly failing her college exams, yikes, and finding her identity. We're very happy to say that Malala Yousafzai has joined us once again at CBS. Malala, it's so good to see you. And before we start the interview, I just want to say, control room, could somebody get Cardi B's Bodak Yellow song queued up? Because we will play that at a later date, and I will explain why. But right now, Malala, let's start with this. Yes, will you attempt? Shauna, I know you can do it because you make miracles happen around here. Okay, so this is what you say, Malala. You say, this is not the story you think you know. It's the one that I've been wanting to tell. What does that mean?
The world heard my story when I was still in a hospital in a coma.
Yes.
And I was defined and I was receiving titles when I did not know myself because I was just 15 years old. I have grown in the past decade, and there has been so much more to my life that I wanted to share with people. This has been a journey navigating through friendships, marriage, mental health, and my activism. So I'm reintroducing myself through this book.
To say, this is who I am, and listen, and what a story you have to tell. You said, listen, I was a troublemaker in school. I went, no. I was a girl that liked to gossip. No. You said if somebody got a better grade than you, that you would often cry, and that would be very upsetting to you. So tell us who that little kid was, who that girl was before the shooting. Who was she?
Yeah, I mean, in Pakistan, I was very mischievous, and I loved doing everything, giving speeches and playing games and just chatting with my friends all day. And of course, all of that changed because when I was attacked by the Taliban, I had to move to the UK for my treatment and then readjust to a new life.
And then go to another school where the girls were really not so kind to you when you were in high school.
Yeah, I mean...
Which is often typical in high school, by the way.
Yes, it's hard. I mean, I don't blame them because sometimes I feel like maybe I was a latecomer to the school. Also, they heard about me on television, so they also were probably feeling awkward in how they can have a normal conversation with me. Language barrier, cultural barrier, many other reasons for why, like in those years of high school in the UK, I struggled to make any friends. Yeah.
That's why when you went from high school and then you went to Oxford, good on you, you said you're going to live life a little differently when you went to Oxford. And who was that girl when she went to college?
Yes, I mean, I had one goal when I was entering college.
Yes.
Socialize, make friends, that's it. They often say that, you know, it's sleep or studies or social life. As such, social life for me.
Yes, they said the thing at Oxford, you either study, sleep, social life, pick two, and you said you only wanted to pick one.
Yes.
And that one was?
Yeah, socialize and make friends because I had missed on this opportunity of having friends in my life. And I was so lucky that I met the right people at the right time. Cora was one of the first girls I met, and they helped me see this part of myself that I had not experienced to be a normal student.
Well, I was going to say, they saw you as a normal girl, but what I thought was so interesting is that people would come to you and say, talk to you about the shooting, and when you say, I don't remember it, you said they almost seemed like they were disappointed that you couldn't remember something that was so painful to you and the pressure that that put on you.
Yes, and to be known by just one story of the attack was difficult to process, especially that I didn't really remember the incident. And when somebody would say, you know, do you remember what happened? And I would say no, but somehow I had to adjust my life to what had happened because of that.
But then, Malala, you partied a little too much, which brings me to Cardi B, because you love Cardi B's Bodak Yellow. You're out there jumping on rooftops. You're cutting class, missing class. You're called in by the college advisor. And then how did you turn that around?
You know, I prioritized trying these adventures at college.
Yes,
and of course, I got in trouble a few times, and my teachers would call me to say that you are a bit behind on your essay. But you know, all of these things were important for my learning and for my
And your
growth.
growth.
Yes, and because, you know, I remember sitting in the library once just looking at all the readings I had to do, but I also saw my friends outside laughing and
Yes.
chatting, and I said, you know what, I want to be with them.
But then on page 113, you meet Usser. I noticed how handsome he was. His hair was just ruffled enough to make you want to run your hands through it and change its shapes. So you got married. You've been married. You're now a married woman and very happy.
Yes, I
What he
mean,
means to, tell us what he means to you and how he's changed your life.
I feel very lucky that I found the right person in my life. But I had doubts about marriage. Growing up, I had seen little girls married off forcefully,
Yes,
illegally.
yes.
And I just was afraid of marriage. But when I met the right person, I knew I wanted to be with him. But I was processing what marriage and all of that would mean for me. And of course, in many cultures, it means more compromises for women, even in the more developed countries. So I was thinking about all of these questions. I was reading authors from Bell Hooks to many others. I said, I want Virginia Woolf to maybe guide me on this. But it was in the end like our conversations with each other.
But you say therapy saved you, because when did you realize you needed to get help?
So I had this horrible experience at college. In the middle of it, when it was a normal night and my friends were trying bong and I saw it for the first time, and I tried bong with my friends, and suddenly, like as soon as it entered my body, it took a sharp turn, and I froze in that moment. And I was reliving the Taliban attacks flashbacks. I thought I had forgotten, but that night I thought maybe I had seen it all. It was terrifying, seeing the gunmen and just feeling so helpless in that. And then after that, I started getting panic attacks, anxiety, and it was like months later that I considered therapy. And it was only when a friend suggested that I see a therapist, and she reminded me that it is common in college for kids who are struggling to get therapy. So I said, okay, like I'll consider it. But this is something that I had missed in my treatment.
Yes, but
I saw it as just surgeries and medication, but I never considered therapy as part of the recovery. So I feel like, this was like an unaddressed part of my recovery from the Taliban attack.
Well, it changed you. And may I just say the cover is beautiful. I'm thinking therapy and Cardi B can get you through many things.
Yes.
Tell me what you like about Cardi B as we go to break.
I love Cardi B,
It just sounds funny. I love Cardi B, too. Malala Yousafzai, thank you. Please keep soaring, please.
Thank you.
The name of the book is Finding My Way. I know you know the words. It's on sale now.